So I listen my positive vibe music in the background. Not my world boss. Always I sing some positive songs. So I'm wondering times I listen to when or anything positive. But let's listen that and see if the video keeps tripping. But as I'm saying, you cannot um you cannot keep pushing and yakking at a person when you have your defenses evolving. One, you have to understand on the Babylon system regime, peoples are different. We're controlled by the way we were brought up from what we learned back in the school days. And if you learn back in the school days to always do things a certain way or a certain way, as as I always say, stick to what you know. You understand? Unless it now work for you, then you make a change. Yes? So a lot of people make a change. So I'm not saying I don't like Rasta or I don't love Rasta. I love how and I adore how they can, toil the soil and plant various plants. Their hands are so good, because God bless everybody with superb abilities. It's just for you to identify the ones that you have. So I admire and I adore those their behaviors in how they can plant the soil or how them can build a thing from scratch and use their mind in very much creative ways. But I am saying I can't do it. I try, I learn, I can do it so much and no more. And under support and instructions, then we can do it together. But to leave me alone to do something that another man gift and talent because of his culture and his practices over the years would be ridiculous. Why would I want to take over somebody else's lifestyle? No, I'm appreciative and I'm grateful of mine already. I'm thankful that I have mine. And if I have mine and his Babylon system grow me with mine, and that is what I know. Um, if I go to school, I go to driving, I get my driver's license. It's all Babylon system ways of which I know how to do it. So if I have a problem, it is Babylon system I'm gonna go to try and help me fix it because I expect them to fix it. You understand? If me get a whole heap of parking ticket or driving tickets and stuff, it's them I would expect to go to ask them, so what do I do now? How do I fix it? Because it's their system. They have the solution on how to tell you how to deal with it, with the situation. And there is no situation too big that cannot be fixed or handled. Yes? In Babylon system world. So therefore, when the Rastafarian and the Rasta culture is having all this aggression, it's because they oppose Babylon system. So therefore, if you oppose Babylon system, it's gonna be very hard for you to then go and expect a Babylon system person to understand you and to can meet you where you're at because they're not of that system, they're of another system of which is becoming confusing and it might end up chaotic because you're pressuring a person to do something that they might not even know how to do. Hmm? So whenever I am tired because in Babylon system we are taught to wake up from how much o'clock a morning. Yes, which might be 5 o'clock in the morning, because when you go to school in the morning, that's the time we used to have to wake up to beat the traffic to reach school by 7:30. Yeah, so we're conditioned that way. So if I wake up 5 o'clock and then if we have to come all the way downtown, and then if I have my brother looking after and I have myself to look after, that is two of us on that kind of regime because we're both of Babylon system. That's where we were brought up into that structure. So we're gonna wake up early, fix with tea, fix with breakfast, fix with lunch, whatever we're doing, bathe, fix, clean up, whatever, dress up, And then we're gonna take on the road to beat the traffic to end up downtown, to reach downtown by 8:30. Yes, it's gonna be a long journey. Then have to be freshen up to start the day for the 9 o'clock customers. And then after you're locked up, you have to get back up. Yesterday, closing up 3 and reach up 6 o'clock in the night. Rain and all that pouring. That is overwhelming. That is overwhelming on anybody. And I am not young. If I was young, maybe it would overwhelm me, yeah. But not as much as it did now, especially when I am somebody coming from my vacation and country where it is more laid back and everything is more copacetic and easy going, and then you come into the fast pace of Kingston, then and then you're pressured now to keep up, and the people them a blow the heart and them a carry on with their dramas on the road on you. Hello, brain going on. That's too much information. That's like too much things going on, and you're expecting me to cope in the way that I must do all of that demanding, and in addition take on other people's demands as well. Girl will pop down. Girl will pop down because girl is not accustomed to them kind of hardship there, especially when you're brought up into a family with mother and father practically spoon feeding you with gold spoon in your mouth. That means Jamaican talk, they say feeding you with gold spoon in your mouth means that you were accustomed to a luxurious, a finer lifestyle. You was not into any hardship as a child. You never had to go pick up water and carry home to go bathe because the water came through your tap pipe. You never had to go outside in the dark and go use the toilet on a pit or outside a door because you had a flushing toilet inside your home of which you go to use. You never had to go outside to go bathe because your shower was inside of your home as well. Let me see if anything else I can remember that, was really tricky. You didn't have power cuts like how they had back then, like that, because our home had a generator if they had the power cut back in the days when we were little, because parents used to turn on the generator or something to get your current going. We had basically all the necessities or the luxuries. We wouldn't even say necessities. It was more than necessities because you had the luxuries of life, because back then when TV was black and white, we were having colored. We were having satellite dish to change our channel. It wasn't even cable boxes, so we could watch any TV anywhere and whatever. So you had chauffeurs to drive you from point A to point B if you didn't even have your license before you go get your license to come drive yourself on your own. You had, all these things into place. So no demand wasn't on you. So this is like the hardest time of my life to have to cope and deal with. So when you're putting on pressure on Babylon system, girl, I would advise people, if you need the Babylon system to do your work or whatever it is you want to get done, you need to join Babylon system by going to Babylon system yourself and asking Babylon system, how do I get this done? How do I replace that? Because in every situation you have a catastrophe. Okay? Over the years growing. So some people, I was robbed in my home at one time. I mean, all my license, visa, passport, everything, NIS cards, every single thing was lost. All of those of which belong to Babylon system. So yes, I am a real Babylon system girl because I use Babylon system things. I had to go back to the necessary peoples who are assigned in these organizations by Babylon system to help people like me who lose all my necessary documents, how do I get to replace them? I had to humble myself to figure out and to ask them and to figure out after they instruct me on what to do. I had to have the patience to follow the instruction. Whatever I couldn't hear, I write it on a piece of paper. Because for my brain, with so many things you're doing, you cannot remember every single thing. So if you have any sense into your head, you would get a piece of paper and write it down. Make your list. Write down what it is. That is what me and my sister do. And my mom, I don't know if my mom do, because she's a different breed. But still, mommy, she is a super mommy. She's just a super mommy because the things that she do, is like, how the heck you do so much something? You're a super girl, man. So anyway, we are her genetics. So I think that's why everybody expects us to be super. But me and my sister, as we communicated on our cruise when we went with mom the other day, how do we cope? We make a list. We make a list. And her children too tend to adopt that same similar principles, learning from their mom. So she has very obedient children who takes a leaf out of her book. Yeah, me no know with my children them. My children them maybe, brighter than me or brighter than she, but them I do things their way. I don't know if them do the list thing too, because I never really penetrated that aspect of it. But I noticed it when she applauded her daughter and said, good girl, good girl, good girl, you checked off your list and everything is in place. So, sweetheart, we do our listening. I said, you guys do that too? I do that. So to realize how much I am much like my sister and her kids, we do our listening. So when your brain is overwhelmed and cannot remember every single thing that you ought to or you should, make a list of things. And when they're advising you, because yes, the amount of accomplishment some of us accomplished over the years being in Jamaica, if you never was doing anything, you wouldn't have nothing. So the lazy people don't have nothing because them not do nothing. But people like we know who call ourselves independent because we have our own business and we own little income and we own little car and we own little shop or whatever. We have to make a list because there are a lot of activities to do and to replace back passport and visa. It's a process. It's a very hard process because you have to take picture, you have to get application form, you have to go to JP, you have to find the money now to put on it. It is a lot of work. So you kill yourself with the amount of work. But the point is that it's just you one you have to do. If you don't have kids or some disabled person depending on you to help them all the time because they're unable to realize that you have you to take care of and to fix back when a catastrophe hit, house blow you down, blow away your passport, your visa, your handbag, everything, house water wet up everything and destroy all those things, of which you're going to have to put back into place. So it is a very sad moment for a lot of us Babylon system people because we have accomplished so much when we have been working from your because that was my choice to work and earn my keeps and earn my monies from my early instead of to go sit down in a university and pass off the time and then start working at the last minute. I started early, so the early ones who start early is going to always be at a head start of the others who started later. So it's normal, but that's just me. I made that choice. I started early. Yeah, some others started from, you ever see those child models and those child superstars? Them start from culture, Cardi B, baby, them start earth from them. Baby to the womb, we had to go through the training and stuff while earning no money is more than your allowance. But some of those child models and child superstars are earning their funds and it goes into a trust fund for them until they get to that age. But I am just saying, make a list of all those things that you have to do And if you don't take my advice, there's nothing I can help you, because that is what I do for myself. Why I could be able to replace as much as my documents as possible. And you see me get looking like I am getting through. I am not getting through. I am working as hard as I can to put back things into place like how I had done before. So it's gonna take a process, and even better, because them say if the hurricane hit you down, you need to build back a structure a little better so that hurricane don't mash you up that badly. So I am trying, guys. So not because you see me not bawling every day and being pitiful and leaning on other people for their help and stuff doesn't mean that I am having it all together and doing it on 100. No, I am still struggling to put it together, and it's very hard. So putting on additional pressure on me is just gonna put me into a fighting mode, a cussing mode, an argument mode, especially when I have to come all the way up from early morning and come all the way downtown and then get back up there, and it take me like yesterday 3 hours because I could before I could have get to where my destination, because it was raining and the traffic and the whole tiredness, and one step at a time, PP clock I get me there. So don't be mad, be glad that I did it, and a good night's rest is better than no rest at all, because when you're tired and you keep going, you know must crash, you know must drop down, you know must faint. I must idiotism. If you tired and you go, you fool. We were telling you some things, so don't do it. That's why so many people's children crash and kill themselves. Check out all those people whose children crash and dead. Them tired, and instead of them stop and sleep, suppose them go to them yard and go sleep. In a them yard, them have a nightmare in there, pressure them. Either them parents, them dunce parents, them illiterate parents don't understand when body tired children need rest. So them don't even accommodate them comfortably in a them house and say, see, you have your nice bed here, so papa or mama, go and sleep it off, and tomorrow is a new day to take on you. Them dep on the picnic tears like matlock. Get up, me want this, me want that, and what the... Oi! You need to stop the rubbish. Have sense. You cannot see somebody drive in, your child drive in, and you depend them. Then they go crash, whether in Jamaica, whether in England, whether in Canada, whether in America. There's no easy Babylon system. We're trained to do it, and we're doing it, not complaining, because that's all we know, all we life. That's the evils that we know we stick to. So you come in now, see we're doing it, and you're going to put, no, you need to carve out your niche for yourself. If you say Muslim work for you, yeah, if you say Buddhism work for you, then how you pressure Babylon system way, which might not be in the Buddhism way, or the Hindu way, or the Muslim way? No, you have to understand who you're dealing with. And I told you before, and all of you before, I am created in the Babylon system because of the school that my mom sent me to, which teach us how to learn how to do the things the way in which the Babylon system expects you to do it. Whether it was an international school or a local school, it was still a school that prepared you to take on whatever it is in the Babylon system that you're expected to take on, because that is what they prepared you for. So my mom sending me to Prairie now. They must say they expect me to go to take a choice to go to first world country and take on the first world country's regimes and set up my business over there, whatever. But I chose to sit back and manage family business and send my sister, because it's not me sending her, it's her choice. She said she want to go, right? Me fi come back from England, because me did go to England and study and I take on what me need to take on over there, and leave her for take on the businesses out here. And in push come to shove, she said she wants to go because she can do America, because mommy sent her away from she was 16 to do a university over there. And she lived over in America all her life, so America is easy for her to do, of which we have been prepared from we're born to take on. So, and nothing when we have to do it is something we were prepared to do from we're born. So we can't pretend, say, we were prepared to do Rastafarianism or Hinduism or Buddhism. No, that is a later culture. Yes, my father was preparing us for the Muslimism, but him got dead. He died when I was still a child, when I still needed guidance and somebody to show me how to do. So I had to find my own niche into joining up into whichever organization would have accepted me and continue to teach me as to what else I needed to know. And that happened to be the Catholic Church, of which complemented the Babylon system knowledge that I was learning at Priory anyways. Because when me all go there, me all see my principal, Mrs. Gregory, sit down in there, ask me, where I ever reach? All right. In the Catholic Church. So therefore, I found the place that would have complemented and enhanced whatever I was learning where my parents sent me from I'm a baby. So Uno stop confuse up my brain and make me get so confused and malfunction and a malfunction into this Babylon system thing that I am blessed to be a part of, because it's such a beautiful day out there. And the people is so, confused themselves because they're trying to figure it out, because they're coming to me and asking me. And when my brain is confused, me can't even help a soul, because they're asking me to help them with what I can't even help myself with because me confused. So I need a little clarity. And in order to get my clarity, I have to get ample rest. I have to do proper meditations. I have to say my prayers. I have to properly eat foods that I enjoy eating, and make sure say me all right, so me can reach out to help another person. And I think it is an unfair situation for you to be of an organization and you are shoving your organization on me and calling me stupid because I can't understand your structure, your grouping, your organization. Because you have to understand, I'm just learning it. It's something that I didn't grow up on, and I didn't learn it long time. Yes? So in the same way that Rasta might say, my partner might say, me fool and me can't figure out what he must say or whatever. Yes, you're right. You're right. I didn't say you're wrong. You're right. But you fool too, because you can't figure out my way of doing things and where me coming from as a Catholic and a Babylon system girl. And as a Priorite. Right? We are prioritized students. That means we're special. We're a special breed of people. Just a little bit of us was given that opportunity, was chosen to go to Priory and graduate as a Priory student. So therefore, you can't blame me alone. You have to blame yourself too if we are having a miscommunication and a misunderstanding. And the way for coping with our miscommunication and misunderstanding is that whenever it is becoming a shouting match, we take a stop. And if you don't know how to stop, it name draw breaks. If you don't know how to draw breaks, me can't help you with that. Because you're sure going to put yourself into a position to hurt somebody or yourself. Because me is, for one, has to protect myself, and the way in which I protect myself is in a Babylon system way, because I them teach me. Them teach me. Right? Them teach me say if you're tired and you need rest, go and go sleep it off. I don't know what Rastafarian teach Rastafarian people when them tired, what them for do with them. Yeah? What them do with themselves. But Babylon system teach me go and go sleep, Chrissy. Sleep it off and wake up, take a deep breath and breathe. Yeah? Do your exercise and your stretches. That's how I learn it. I don't know about anybody else how Uno learn it. And I don't envy none of Uno, because I don't understand what Uno do, and I don't want to be like Uno. I don't want to end up like Uno. Me love myself and how me stay and how me end up. Right? And I don't have a problem with it. So therefore, if you're having a problem with anybody whatsoever, stop. Stop. Pray about it. Count to 10. Breathe. And then take another approach by having a civil conversation. If you cannot have a civil conversation about the matter, you need a third party. Someone who can sit in and help you to communicate what it is that you are not understanding, and that what is it you want to understand, or what you're trying to communicate to get across to the other person. Because you have to remember, we are different peoples, born to different parents, grew up in different environments, grew up and socialize different too. And just like who you don't want to be me, I don't want to be you. Just like how you don't want to end up like me with a whole lot of things to do, a whole lot of work and all sort of stress and problems, I don't want to end up like you with nothing to do and not have no responsibility. Me not like that. I like where I am. I like having my responsibilities to my family, to my kids, to my parents, to my business, to my customers. I love it. I love it. It's just that when I get tired, I need my rest. I don't need anybody to pressure me into malfunctioning into what I already are a part of, and is finding ways and coping mechanisms to deal with what I am already a part of. Okay? So be thankful for a beautiful day, guys. It's Tuesday, and I was blessed to have a good night's sleep last night. I slept. I don't know what time I fell asleep. I slept and I woke up this morning, and it was such a it's a new day, beautiful day. Come on, people, let's do it again. Do it again. Let's do something positive. And as God said, be fruitful and multiply. And it don't mean having a whole heap of bag of pick the one you can't afford. Be fruitful and multiply can come from turning over the little monies that you get, making it more. If you get $1, turn it over, multiply it, and make it into a $10. Alright? So have a wonderful day now, and bless up.